There are so many headsets out there that it can be hard to choose which is the best option to go for. Now, I assume you've clicked on this video because you're either looking to get yourself or somebody special a great headset without having to break the bank. Now, whilst there are countless great options out there, today we're taking a look at the G06 from NUBWO, and hopefully this video will help narrow down whether or not this is the right choice for you. Now, before we do get into the video though, a massive thank you to my friends over at NUBWO who did send me over the G06 to take a look at, and whilst I did not have to purchase this unit, this is not a sponsored video, and whatever I'm about to say, whether that's good or bad, is my honest opinion, and NUBWO do not get to preview this video before it goes live. Now, in this video, I will be diving into the specifics of build quality, comfort, and connectivity before I take more of an in-depth look at the audio quality from both the headset itself and the attached microphone. But before I do, let's take a look at everything that comes in the box and my first initial impressions. Starting with the box, it is this lovely light blue color and features some of the information relating to the headset specs. Firstly, on the back here, it talks about the headset's connectivity features in both wired and wireless modes with various consoles, PC, mobile, and laptops. But opening it up, or at least trying to, this thing was shut seriously tight and took me an embarrassing amount of time to open. But once I did, you're met immediately with this lovely NUBWO branded bag. I went with the orange headset here, so I imagine this color would probably be different depending on the model that you choose, and this bag actually contains everything in the box. Looking inside, we have a few things of interest, the first of which is the headset's user manual, which contains all of the information you should need about connecting the headset to your device of choice. Next up, we have another small plastic bag containing a few different things related to the connectivity: a short and plain USB-A to USB-C cable, a 3.5mm cable for connecting to a controller, and the USB-A 2.4 GHz dongle for the wireless capabilities. And finally, within the box, we have the headset itself contained in bubble wrap for extra protection in transit. Taking a better look at the headset itself, we have a lot of things to go over, but starting with the visuals and the features, we have the NUBWO text and logo on both ear cups, along with an L and an R to let you know which is the left and the right. The ear cups themselves are honestly pretty large and made of a really nice and soft plush material. We have adjustable sliders on both sides of the headset to allow for customization in size and fit, and we have a small faux leather pad on the underside of the headset for some added comfort. However, many headsets also allow the cups to rotate to facilitate for more head shapes, but here they only tilt up and down, not left and right. On the left-hand cup, we have the built-in microphone, which has a fair amount of give to it to let you set it comfortably in its desired position, and if you don't want to use it, you can easily flick it completely up out of the way. Down on the underside of the same left cup, we have a few more things to talk through. Firstly, we have two ports, the USB-C port for charging and wired connectivity, and we also have the 3.5mm port. I never got to accurately test out this thing's battery life, but NUBWO claim 100 hours between charges. Next to the 3.5mm port though, we have the headset's power button, which turns on and off the headset, as well as functions for pairing to other devices, all indicated by the color of this LED next to it. Moving up slightly, we have another button for muting the microphone, which is indicated via this small LED here, green for on, red for mute, and lastly on the left-hand cap here, we have the headset's volume dial. Now, my first impressions are honestly kind of mixed. I personally like the larger cup size, and the material for the cups themselves and the headband cushion feel really good. Whilst quite large, I also like the overall visuals for the headset, and letting the mic slide up out of the way is always a nice added touch. However, build quality wise, the headset does feel as though it's made from cheaper materials. The plastic used for the outer cups and the band feel incredibly light, and the headset has a lot of give and struggles even under its own light weight. But importantly, this is an audio device, and how does the device actually sound? Well, I've been using the headset over the last week or so, playing games, streaming, listening to tunes, or watching YouTube, and honestly for its price point, I'm actually really impressed with the quality. I found directional audio in games was clear, letting me discern things like footsteps quite well, and honestly, I really liked the way that it made music sound. What I will say though is, I do think it falls into a common pitfall trap when it comes to gaming headsets, especially more affordable ones where it seems to be tuned to add more bass in. This meant that explosions in games were honestly kind of awesome, and more aggressive music had a great sound to it, but in doing so, it did make the audio more muddy and lacking in clarity, which I noticed especially when listening to people's voices. So whilst I think the headset's tuning actually makes for a really fun and enjoyable experience, I imagine it would not sit well with people that are really into their audio engineering. I did also test the headset wirelessly on my PC and console, and I compared it to the wired experience. When plugged directly into the machine, I couldn't discern any noticeable delay compared to the wireless experience. And one thing I did notice was the headset didn't get that loud. It was definitely loud enough for what I needed it for, but if you're someone that has a very loud room you'd be using it in, you may struggle a little, as the headset has no active noise cancellation and they don't tend to block out a ton of outside noise. Plus, moving on slightly, I was going to have a full section looking at the headset's mic, but truth be told, it's nothing spectacular, and I'll give you a short preview of what it sounds like. My name is BigWynter, and you are currently listening to the G06's microphone.
headphone. To be completely real with you, I don't think it sounds fantastic, but it absolutely gets the job done. And for a headset in this price range, it sounds as expected.
But to summarize here on audio, the G06 is primarily a gaming headset, and I have to say that it does its job really well, especially when considering this price point. Now, whilst of course audio is super important, it doesn't matter how good something sounds if you can't wear it for any extended period of time. So I would argue that comfort is just as make or break. So the question is the G06 comfortable to wear? To which, honestly, I have to say, yeah, it is. As I mentioned earlier, the headset is flexible and has plenty of adjustability, and with it being a light headset, there isn't really any need for any uncomfortable squeezing force to keep it on your head. Equally, at least for me, because the ear cups are quite large, they completely cover the ear, which I actually like. Especially as somebody who wears glasses, these large cups meant that it was never pinching at the tips of my ears where my glasses sit, even after long periods of play. It was also pretty hot here in London during my testing, but at no point did I feel as though my ears were getting uncomfortably sweaty, which again is a win. So now to my final thoughts and recommendations. In terms of audio quality, I would rate the headphones at a really solid 6 out of 10, and the mic quality, I would give it 4 out of 10 at best. The audio for gaming is both fun and clear directionally, although lacking a little bit in clarity and crispness as a result, and the mic is there. In terms of build quality, whilst a little cheap on feel alone, the comfort I could rate a really solid 7 out of 10. So if you are somebody that's looking for a great entry-level headset for spending time at the PC or maybe some gaming, I would 100% recommend this headset. Thank you so much again to NUBWO for sending me over the G06 to review, and a massive thank you to you at home for watching. If you did want to pick one of these bad boys up, I will leave a link in the description down below. Again, not a sponsored link, but a link nonetheless. If you did enjoy or found this video helpful, consider dropping a like and sub, as I would really appreciate it, and let me know in the comments what other games or hardware you'd like to see a review of on the channel here. But that's it from me. Take care out there, and much love.